I can't believe I'm saying this, but 1-10-1, the Detroit Lions are still in the playoff hunt. I'm sorry. I could barely get that out without laughing. Let's talk about it. Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gridiron Blitz. And after some misinformation coming from Sunday to Monday, thinking that the Detroit Lions were mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, they are not. Let me just say that I do not think this is going to happen. We went over the odds of this happening last week, and it's 1 in 800 billion, and that was before last week, so it's got to be more than that this week. I can tell you right now that in order for the Lions to get in, there has to be at least one tie between a very specific team, but we are going to look in it and see. Now, I want to give credit initially to CBS Sports that I follow. I just could not figure this thing out, but I followed their guideline, and then I had to do a little tweaking myself because with the Minnesota Vikings winning last night in Pittsburgh, although Pittsburgh almost came back and upset them, that changed what CBS had, and I had to finagle a couple things for that to happen. Now, what we'll do is I'll go through the weeks, and I'll show you exactly what needs to happen right now going into the weekend of week 14 at 6-10-1, and then they would go to see the Arizona Cardinals. I just want to throw it out there, too, that if any one of these teams win, that I think we need like 45 things to go our way, and that includes winning every single game. We've got the Cardinals, we've got the Falcons, the Broncos, the Seahawks, and the Green Bay Packers. That's just winning. On the flip side, you have specific teams that need to lose and one specific game that needs to tie. We would need only the second tie this season, I believe, the other belonging to us. So let's go look and see what has to happen. Well, the Minnesota Vikings winning yesterday kind of messed things up a little bit more. But what specifically needs to happen in week 14 is the Carolina Panthers need to beat the Falcons. The Texans need to beat the Seahawks. The Jets need to beat the Saints. The Cowboys need to beat Washington. We need to win out, so that goes without saying. The Chargers need to beat the New York Giants. The Bengals need to beat the 49ers. Green Bay needs to beat Chicago. This game doesn't even matter. That's specifically what needs to happen. All the stuff that's highlighted is what would need to happen for the Lions to make the playoffs. Then we go to week 15. Specifically what needs to happen is the Bills would have to beat the Carolina Panthers. The Eagles would need to beat Washington. Detroit has to win out, obviously, right? The Bears need to beat the Vikings. The Bucks need to beat the Saints. The Rams need to beat the Seahawks. Falcons need to beat the 49ers. And the Cowboys need to beat the Giants. Then we go to week 16. Lions, of course, need to win. Bucks need to beat the Panthers. The LA Rams need to beat the Vikings. The Dolphins need to beat the Seahawks. Washington needs to lose to the Dallas Cowboys. Seattle needs to beat the Bears. The Eagles need to beat the Giants. We go to week 17. The Bills need to beat the Falcons. Giants needs to beat the Bears. The tie would come in week 17. The Saints and Carolina Panthers would need to tie. The Green Bay Packers would need to beat the Vikings. We got to win. The Texans need to upset the 49ers, and the Eagles need to beat the Washington football team. That's going into week 18. Week 18, the Saints need to beat the Falcons, okay? We got to win. The Rams need to beat the Niners. The Cardinals need to beat the Seahawks. Bucks beat the Panthers. Cowboys beat the Eagles. Giants beat Washington. And the Bears beat the Giants. And that would change the scenario from the Detroit Lions playing Tampa Bay to going into Arizona and playing them. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I love absolutely doing these, because it's not that I believe that they're going to make the playoffs, but the intrigue behind this is phenomenal. Now, just look, if we go back, let's look at, honestly, the most unreasonable thing in here, in my opinion, is the tie in week 17. Ties are very, very rare. Happens once a season. Out of 272 games, it happens once, twice, maybe. And we already got that one tie with the Detroit Lions, right? It happens. It usually happens at least once a year, and that has already passed, right? This specific game needs to tie. outside of that, there's a couple upsets that need to happen as well. But the most unreasonable thing is the tie. It's not unreasonable for the Texans to win a few games. It's not unreasonable for, I think it's the Texans would have to upset the 49ers. That's not unreasonable. Okay, is it unlikely? Yes. Is it unreasonable? No. And that's why I love doing this. I really thought, somebody told me that Sunday night we were eliminated, and I thought we were. I can't believe that we're not. At 1-10-1 with 5 games to play, the Detroit Lions are not mathematically eliminated. Now, if any one of these teams win, I think that if we go to week 14, if the Falcons win, if the Seahawks win, if any one of these games does not go like this, week 14, then I think at that point we'll mathematically be eliminated. So if we look at any one of these teams that win 7 games, Minnesota is 1 game away, Carolina at 2-2-2, and the Washington football team. So those in San Francisco 49ers are 6-6. So if any one of these teams win 1 game, then I think that will mathematically eliminate the Lions, since they're the closest right now to winning 7 games. So if the Niners win this weekend, the Washington football team wins this weekend, or the Minnesota Vikings win when they come back, then by that time it'll be week 15, then we're eliminated. So this is all fun. I love it. Just because it keeps things interesting, but it's not unreasonable to think that this stuff could happen. I mean, really, except that tie. That's the one thing that's super duper unlikely, almost impossible. But leave in the comments below, how ridiculous is this that the Detroit Lions are still not mathematically eliminated with 5 games to go, having 1 win. Imagine the possibilities had we actually beat those games that we lost by walk-offs, or if we lost by less than a touchdown. That, man, it's tough. But maybe next year, Lions fans, that's what we do. Anyway, leave in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next video.